Unheard of.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are back after a week off. I'm back after 2 weeks off. You got the two OGs back on set here at Unheard of. It's your boy, J Ray, along with the man, ABG. And how have you been this
Yo,
week?
you know, it's been a weird week. My work schedules keep changing. Work has been kind of hectic. Um, and you know, I bought tickets to a concert that was, happening this Friday or yesterday technically. Since we're recording on Saturday, everybody dating this one. This is October 16th.
Mhm.
So yeah, bought tickets to the concert. Was gonna go, me and Odessa, and you know, it was supposed to be Friday. I've said this already. I guess I'm just collecting my thoughts. Give me 1 second. It was just a it was such a great day at first. Fridays. New music comes out on Fridays, by the way, and Young Thug, a rapper who I listen to, I really enjoy. I think he's one of the better rappers out right now. Just came out with a new album yesterday, and I was listening to that, and I'm very excited about it. I get dumb excited about stuff that just weird stuff that I like. I mean, I don't think music is weird or anything like that, but um, just the maybe the way I get excited for it is. But
Yeah.
so just really happy. New album came out, and then also Mac Miller, rest in peace. But one of his older mixtapes from 2014 came out on streaming. So it was only on like mixtape websites, like you can download a mixtape, stuff like that, just for free on a website like say DatPiff or something like that. So his team, they cleared a bunch of samples, got it worked out, and got it onto streaming services. And I was also listening to that, and you know, I'm telling you, my happiness, my enjoyment of listening to these albums, it was through the roof. Like my morale was just extremely high. Work was pretty good. I was just listening to music most of the day when I was working. Um, and just getting psyched up about this concert, the James Blake concert that was gonna be the next best thing to happen that day. And so I was working in Rome actually that day, and I was leaving the Rome Kroger, my last store of the day, and my car just started skipping, and it does that sometimes. And um, I really didn't think much about it. Sometimes it's like an ignition coil. Sometimes it's a um, what is it, a spark plug. Nothing too major. I was
Yeah.
just gonna go home, get ready, take a shower real quick, go pick up Odessa, head out to the concert. So my car is doing this whole violent shaking thing. While I'm getting home, I'm like, okay, all you gotta do is make it to Carrollton, and we'll be fine. Because I mean, we were gonna use my car, but then when it started to act a fool, I called Odessa. I was like, man, we're gonna have to use your car. She was like, okay, that's fine, cool. And I'm on the way there,
Yeah.
and getting towards Bremen, car still shaking. All of a sudden, I hit the gas, and this thing is not going faster. It's just the RPM is just, the meter's just going from the bottom to the top. It's just going, and it's not doing anything. So I'm like, man, maybe I can just try to push it, try to go slow and make it there, not worry about it. Just as soon as I get there, we leave, go to the concert, everything will be fine. Well, I get to the red light in front of the Bremen Walmart, and the thing is shaking so bad, and then it finally just quits. Car dies. the whole car dodge just sitting there at the red light. And this man, he gets out of his truck, really nice guy, uh, pushes my car over to the side. And I'm like, yo, like I'm trying to get to this concert, man. I'm like, I don't know what is like what I'm gonna do. And so I'm sitting there on the side, and I'm like, man, I gotta get this car cranked up at least and get it to somewhere on the side. Odessa can maybe just pick me up. I can leave it. We can go to the concert. Well, and the concert starts at 8, mind you. And while this is happening, it's like 6:50 or something like that. So we're gonna be a little late to the concert regardless. So it wasn't gonna be. I mean, it wasn't gonna be too bad being late. But I finally get the car cranked up and I hit the gas. I just floored it, man. And I mean, it didn't go up very fast. It didn't go fast at all. But I kind of just crawled up a hill on the road to a Little Caesars.
Oh,
And
like you're going towards like Highway 20 up near Bremen and everything, out past
yeah, yeah,
Walmart.
yeah.
Yeah,
Past Walmart, yep. And so I basically limped to that Little Caesars, got in the parking lot, parked in front of Little Caesars and everything. And then I called Odessa and I was like, man, like the car's messed up. Like, come pick me up. Maybe we can still make it to the concert. And she was like, okay. And so she came out. By the time she got there, it was about 7:30. So I looked up and I was like, man, we really like I'm really sad at this point. I'm messed up at this point because I'm like, the perfect day I just had is now ruined by my car. I was like, maybe we can still salvage the day, go to the concert. Um, well, I looked it up. We were gonna be maybe 30 minutes late, and then to the concert. But then something told me to just like I don't think it's gonna work out. It's not gonna happen.
yeah.
So we decided to not go to the concert, which ended up being, like I said, a terrible thing, a terrible way to end such a great start to a day. And then to make it even worse, which is, I mean, I guess is in hindsight, it's good that we didn't go because today Odessa's car broke down, and now we're both without cars. So if we would have went to the concert, we probably would have even made it there because yeah, her car broke down. So
Dang.
I guess that maybe that's a silver lining, but
Funny how
it
life
was
works.
just yeah. And I'm telling you, man, I first listened to this man's music, James Blake. I first heard of his music in about 2014, 2015, something like that. I think late 2014. And I was completely enamored. He had me as a fan pretty much as soon as I heard him. And I've always wanted to see him live. He's British, so I mean he releases albums, goes on tour. But I mean I just haven't been able to catch him yet. And I'm telling you, I had the tickets bought. I've been looking forward to it for weeks. And maybe I'll just have to catch him next time. Like that's just how life goes. So that was just a
I
good
mean,
slash terrible way to end my week.
it looks
So
like you don't have a choice to wait till next time.
you're
So,
right. I wish I could lower we for all our audio listeners. We have our OG cool sunglasses on our faces as a filter for the show. So
it's true.
I wish I
OGs
could
are
lower the
back.
sunglasses, but
And I mean, heck, I'll raise you. Well, I won't raise you, but for all of our listeners, they basically know. I posted on Facebook recently that I had accepted an offer to join Microsoft, who I've basically been working as a vendor for over the past like year and 8 months. And
congratulations, by the way, man. Congratulations.
thanks. Great company to work for. The benefits are like amazing.
Um,
Uh,
Also, just real quick, hopefully you can hear this. We're gonna celebrate. That's a yay sound effect for you, man. That's how
nice.
excited I am for you to get for your new job, man. I'm so happy for you.
Uh, I mean, it's gonna be a good gig. The benefits are really good, and I'm just kind of transitioning to teaching people like what I used to do, basically. So it's gonna be really nice. Um, but my first week was this past week, and I took Jaden to a birthday party on Saturday this past weekend, and we came back, and the next morning, Sunday, I noticed my voice was a little hoarse, and so was like Jaden's. I was like, "Oh crap, here we go." I was like, "Okay." We went to a birthday party. There was a ton of kids. I was like, "God knows what we just got." So I'm just thinking, maybe it's just a small bug. I'll get over it. No big deal. Monday comes around, first day with Microsoft. Most of the stuff is all virtual now, everybody. So I'm just listening to like orientations and everything. Uh, but Monday comes around and I can barely talk. Like my throat is extremely sore. Jaden's not feeling good. Uh, so I go and get tested for COVID because I'm like, Jesus. I was like, I might as well get tested at this point because I don't feel good. Um, Negative again. Somehow I still haven't got it, but I also am vaccinated, so that helps. And I don't know what I have, but the doctors won't test you for anything else at this point. They'll only test you for like COVID and the flu, and God, you're screwed if you got like strep throat or whatever. So I just I mean, Wednesday comes around and I've got like actual orientations and I'm supposed to be in online meetings like all day. And I am sitting here in the basement where I typically record and I'm on my laptop. I've got my headset on, just listening. My camera is off, right? So nobody can see me. And I'm just like over here in the guest bed. I am dying. Like I'm laying down and I'm just listening to all these briefings about benefits and everything. I'm like, God, I hope I'm not dead before I get to use these because I can't talk. And I don't know what I had. It was probably strep, if I'm being honest. But I mean, there came a point a few days ago where I was taking Benadryl. I was taking 4 pills of Benadryl every day, and I was taking as many shots of Dayquil and Nyquil that I could have. You can have like 1 30 milliliter shot every 4 hours. So in the morning, Dayquil. In the next 4 hours, another shot of Dayquil. And then you get to the evening, and I'm taking all that Nyquil, and I'm just like, you know what? Whatever I got, my body's gonna get over this. And
Bro, you was really drugged up, man. You was like, bro, we getting out of this. We getting out of this one.
man, we're here on Saturday, a week from this dang birthday party that I took Jaden to, and I'm finally over it. Me and Jaden are over the little bugs that we got. But now the other two members of this household are facing the same thing. God bless her, Tiff. She's about on that day that I'm facing right now. I mean, she can barely talk. She's all drugged up, doing whatever she can upstairs. Trace is he's on the mend. He's getting over it, but I don't know.
Dang.
I don't know what kid gave us whatever. I feel like it was strep. Um, but God, it's been a tough week in this household.
That that's also like messed up. Like how why would you let your kid go to a party
Mhm.
sick, even if it's not COVID?
No, no,
Even if
no. He wasn't. No, you're
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
the
not
parent
you.
that brought the
Yes, the
kid.
parent.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. Either the parent that brought the kid or the people who hosted it and their kid. Like, if you know your family's sick
dude.
at this point, even if it's not COVID, don't put yourself in a place to where you can get other people sick. That's a dick move.
Yeah, and I don't do that. Anytime Trace has a small cold or just like a little bit of a cough, if he doesn't seem like he's feeling well, he goes to this gym class we take him to every Saturday where he can interact with other toddlers and everything. If he's
Yeah.
got any bit of sniffles or anything, we do not take him just because I don't want those kids to catch nothing. And like this morning, he wasn't feeling well, so he didn't go. Um, and I don't know. I'm telling y'all, this kid's party, great kid, great parents. I'm not sure if it was him, probably some other kid. Uh, their party was at a trampoline park, and they actually rented the party room. So this kid had like his own private room for the kids to go to and everything. But outside of that, they've literally got like maybe 10 other tables. One table is reserved each for a party. When we got there for this kid's party, there was three other parties going on at the same time. So I'm at this place. There's four birthday parties going on. By the time I
Jesus
leave,
Christ.
those other three parties, they're gone. But the staff is setting up for another four parties. And I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, I was basically like, okay, I definitely know where this sickness came from because there's
Yeah.
hundreds of kids running around here. And I didn't even jump. I'm not even jumping with the kids at the trampoline park. I'm just hanging around watching my kid, hoping, he doesn't get into any trouble. And I bring home a sickness to everybody or because of whatever some kid gave us. So
Dang, dog. Like I thought you were talking about like by party. I thought you meant like you just went to somebody's house, it was low key, a little party thing. Like, nah, man,
nah,
you went to
it wasn't low key
a
at all. And
breeding ground for sickness.
yeah, and these kids, like my son Jaden, he's in first grade, and the way that they do the schools here is they have two teachers for first grade, but everybody's in a big room together. So this kid invited the entire first grade to his party. So it's like 50 kids or whatever. A lot of kids from school came, and then you got these other 4 to 5 parties out there, and I was like, wow, this is not happening for us. He can go to the trampoline park, but we better reserve the whole dang park if he has a party because I'm not doing this.
Oh yeah,
So
man.
it was, but man, it was a tough week. I'm telling you, I'm glad that the rest of us, Tiff is still recovering, but most of us are on the mend in the house now, so that's good. And I was just like having a rough first week with my new job, and I didn't know if I was gonna make it.
Is that the kind of the dynamic of like people when somebody's sick in your house, like somebody will have it, they're worse off, and then they start to feel better, and then more members of the family get it, and then they're terrible.
Yeah, but the weird thing is I typically don't get sick like at all. If I get something, it's usually around the holidays, and I'll get like the flu. That's what my body is typically like susceptible to getting. Uh, that's typically the one illness that I actually get, and I don't know what I got this time. It's just something from hanging around all those kids, and yeah, like me and Jaden got a little something. We got better, and then Tiff and Trace got it, and they started getting worse when we were feeling better. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. But I typically
Did
don't
you?
get sick at all. Like a couple weeks ago, everybody in the house was feeling bad. I didn't have what they had at all. I mean, I was just chilling. I was just trying to make sure everybody was feeling good because I was golden.
Wow. And you also have you have family visiting, right? Are they good? Are they sick?
They're good, and they were forewarned. We called them the day before they flew out and was like, "Hey, we're probably not contagious because it's been past 24 hours at this point for everybody, but we got a little something going around the house." And they were forewarned, but they still came on their own. So that's on them.
Well, I mean, hey man, you don't like a little flight, man. I wouldn't pass that up. I'll still be like, man, I'll
It's
take
not
my chances.
it's not COVID. We've been tested. Like Jaden was tested, Trace was tested, I was tested, and we're all negative. So um it's something else. I think it's like strep or like a small cold.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. The doctors won't tell me because they only want to get that money for COVID. Like that's all that they'll test for. So I mean, I go into the doctor's office like with Jaden the other week. I'm like, hey, here's his symptoms. He's got XYZ. And they're like, okay, we're gonna test him. I was like, for what? They're like, for COVID. I was like, but he doesn't really have the symptoms for COVID. They're like, we're gonna test him just to be safe. And I'm I'm like, but he doesn't have like a fever. He doesn't have these other symptoms. I was like, can we possibly test him for strep? They're like, we're going to rule out COVID before anything else. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Can we just start testing for some other things around here instead of
Bro,
getting your federal grant money for having a COVID patient?
they're like, if you ain't got COVID, take a hike. Get out of here.
Really, really.
You'll live. You'll be all right.
So I don't like it, but it wasn't COVID, so we were just kind of, hey, beat it yourself.
Yeah, be yourself. Good luck, kid.
Yeah.
I guess basically what these two stories show you guys is when we don't have an episode of Unheard of, our lives are just terrible.
It's true. It was a terrible coincidence. And I missed the prior week for scheduling. Yeah. I had stuff going on at home. So but we had to catch an episode out for y'all. So that was the first one that I ever missed. But hey, I liked it. I liked hearing you and Ethy, especially talking about the kid stories and him being like a choir boy and everything. Because I had no idea what he was talking about either. I didn't know about that choir.
Yeah, I didn't know about the little honor course or whatever that he was in.
Yeah,
That was news to me. So and I mean we all went to elementary school together, so I didn't know
true.
about that. But yeah, man, if you guys I'm gonna take these cool sunglasses off though, no lie.
All right. We'll take them off for y'all.
I hope you guys enjoyed that little opener with the sunglasses on.
Got my red face. Was in the mountains today, so got a little bit of sun.
Yeah, I just want to. I mean, I say thank you every week, guys. But if you got to the end of that episode, you deserve a special thank you. You deserve your own thank you. Personally, thank you for listening to that one. It was fun. It was fun. Like I said, I feel like Jared is the backbone of the show, and when he's not on, it descends into chaos. That's how you get a hour and 45-minute episode like you did. But if you guys enjoyed it, if you guys listened to it all the way through, thank you a lot. And this week, hopefully, I mean, unless you guys like it, we're not going to be running that long again.
No, we'll keep it a little short for y'all.
Yeah. A little. Dang, I just kind of slipped. I'm trying to adjust in my chair and slipped and hit my shoulder on the desk. But yeah, we're gonna keep it light for you guys this week as a little thank you for listening to that long ass episode. But I guess without further ado, let's just hop in it, man. This week was week 6, right, of the NFL? 5? 6?
Are we sure? I think it's 5 because week 6 of college just happened.
Am I tripping?
The Falcons are only 2-3, right? Like when this episode airs, it'll be week 6, right? Because the Falcons are on bye this week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that a week 6 bye. Excuse me. Yeah, it's week. Yeah, but I feel like.
Hey man, I don't know.
No, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. Yes, last week was week 5. I apologize. This was it was week 5 of the NFL, and the Falcons played in London. So
that's true. They did.
That was. I mean, that was a pretty decent game.
I mean, I didn't really watch it because for me, I'm already 2 hours behind Georgia. So that game started
7:30.
Yeah, I was still sleeping. And so I woke up and the game was already like halfway over. So by the time I finished getting ready and getting the kids and everything, the game was basically over. I didn't even watch it. So
I got you. Yeah, somehow we came no, I mean, I wouldn't say somehow. We were playing the Jets, so I mean, it doesn't take much effort to beat the Jets, but we came out with a W. You know what I'm very happy for? I mean, to see a player shining right now. I'm happy to see Cordell Patterson out there doing his thing right now for the Falcons, man.
I'm happy I picked him up in fantasy. I mean, I'm going on 2 straight losses, possibly a third, so I might be 3-3 real soon. But hey, you know what? Cordarrelle Patterson was probably the best fantasy like sleeper pickup this year because he has been going off like as
Yeah,
a running back and wide receiver option.
yeah, man. And of course we had two of our best receivers out. We had Ridley and Gage out, and so I feel like Patterson, um, Kyle Pitts. I'm not really sure what Hayden Hurst did that game. Yeah, he must have not. He didn't do much,
Yeah, not much.
but but yeah, I feel like they picked up the slack for him a little bit. But I mean, no, I feel like nothing really beats having Calvin out there.
Yeah.
But if he's catching though, the week before he had dropped like what a few passes. So
Yeah, that's why Cordarrelle had like 3 touchdowns the week before.
yeah, yeah. So as long as Ridley's on, he's on. But he was out, and so I mean they made up for it. And I mean, what Pitts he grabbed a touchdown this week too, right?
Yeah, his first one of the NFL season and
Yeah,
his career, obviously being a rookie. So yeah, hopefully this kind of gets Pitts into a rhythm where he can start to be worked into the offense a little bit more. I mean, it's not like our schedule gets much better. Like we're just going to keep facing teams that are better than us. So, uh, God, I mean, I think we face the Giants next week, so uh, we got a shot. But
I'll say yeah. I feel like that'll be a toss up game.
yeah, but the rest of our schedule, man, we are facing a lot of good teams this year, and so I hope Pitts is getting into a rhythm because we're going to need him to
Oh yeah.
start showing out. Um, but the NFL, it's been a really crazy year. The Chiefs are losing games this year like crazy. Their
Yeah,
defense,
left and right.
yeah, their defense kind of sucks.
Which I
Lamar,
wasn't expecting
yeah,
because I got their defense in fantasy, and last week I think they got me -2 or -3 points.
yeah, dude, and like Lamar Jackson, the Ravens have nobody. They've got so many injuries, but like Lamar Jackson is showing out this season.
Oh yeah,
Dude is going off. The Ravens still look really good. Like you feel like they're just in any game at this point. Um, God, Titans are back at it. But the NFL is so weird this year because guys are finally starting to show out. Like Justin Herbert, dude, Joe Burrow, he's showing out. Like Justin Herbert is probably an MVP candidate this year already, and it's his second year in the league, which is crazy. Because the last Oregon quarterback to come out of the into the league was like Marcus Mariota, who's a backup for the Raiders now.
yeah.
And speaking of the Raiders, Jon Gruden.
Uh,
T-
yeah. How about Jon Gruden, man? I mean,
turns
the story's
out,
been everywhere, but in case you guys don't know, Jon Gruden, some old emails leaked from it was about what from 2011 to
yeah,
2018 of Jon Gruden just being a racist, sexist, homophobic, just overall total POS.
yeah.
So
And what's funny is what first came out was the racist emails, and he went ahead and apologized, and he even said in that apology, "I wouldn't be surprised if I said other things that were, not up to my character or whatever." And the owner was going to keep him, and that's when the press decided, "Oh, you know what? We're right. The racist stuff is not going to get him kicked out. It's the NFL who we got to release everything that shows he's like a total POS. Because you can be one or the other. You can be a racist, you can be a sexist, but you can't be both. Okay. Once you put two and two together, that's what kicks you out of the league.
Yeah, I mean, and also homophobic. I mean, that's the trifecta right there. You're just done after that. Um, yeah, but um, I forget who. I think it was Randy Moss. I think he said it the best. Like the NFL is mostly black.
Yeah.
It's made up of a lot of black people, a lot of black athletes, a lot of black talent. You
Oh,
know,
the two biggest
and the
sports in America
fact.
are now like the NBA and NFL.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. A lot of black talent, and you can't like I don't know how they were gonna just. But also, I guess I have to preface this with saying he was not a coach. He was not a coach when these emails were sent. He was actually working for ESPN. Um,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I just feel like you can't say the things that he said, especially the remark about that player's lips
Yeah.
and
No, that was the
just
it wasn't the player, it was like the NFLPA's vice president or
oh
whatever.
yeah, okay, excuse me.
Demaris Smith
Um,
or something like that.
yes, there we go. About him, you can't just like just be. I mean, about the whole movement, the kneeling thing. I mean, he's just overly just critical about that, and about the female
Yeah.
refs being officiating the games. Just critical about that, and Michael Sam, the player who was gay in that and made it into the league. Just
What's funny is he's got a gay player on his roster right now.
yes, he has a gay player on his roster right now, and I mean, looking at the NFL, like I said, it's made up a lot of black talent, and I mean now with the inclusion of these gay players, like those are the people you are working with. Like you can't just say these things about these people and expect them to respect you and expect them to want to play, under you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I wouldn't.
Dude, and what does that say about the Raiders owner? Because he recently had a comment where they asked him something about why would he allow Jon Gruden to keep working for him, after all those came out. And he was like, ask the NFL, they have all the answers, as if he was pressured to fire this man. Like he didn't want to fire him after all that came out. I'm like, okay, yeah, we see what type of character
Yeah, I mean
you
that
got.
that's what it is. And I mean, I thought this is a bigger conversation that needs to be had. But I mean, at this level, we're focusing on Jon Gruden. But it's just that I mean, I feel like sports and I mean a lot of the world, it still hasn't moved past that, that locker room, just BS talk, and
Well,
that nobody's gonna say anything about it. And I mean, I say
yeah,
that, and then of course, then we have the people that actually are trying to use their voice, and people that are speaking out about it, and people that call for him to resign or be fired.
well, I feel like honestly, there's a lot of old white dudes that own these NFL teams,
Uh,
and
yeah,
so you get some more representation in there. Like I heard, um, I could be mistaken, but I heard the Denver Broncos are going to be going up for sale next year, and Jeff Bezos, who has all the money in the world, was looking at buying the team. Um, but it also turns out, I believe, I could be wrong on the celebrity, but I thought the article said Jay-Z was trying to put a group together. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on the celebrity, but it is a black celebrity who is trying to raise a group to buy the Broncos
Yeah,
next
to buy
year.
the Broncos. I got you.
And
I
I
mean
was
that.
like, man, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, it would be because I mean, you just don't have that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I guess that would be a step in the right direction. I mean, I mean, not just because they're black. You know what I'm saying? But just because it's something different. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, it was
I mean,
Jay-Z.
okay. And I mean, not trying to say that just a black person would be able to run, a team better than a white person, but I mean, it's just different. It's a step forward for these teams, for these owners, just to get better representation of people owning a team, and it's a good look for the people who are playing for the team. So I
Yeah.
mean, that their owner, looks just like them.
Yeah, I think really you just need people that are like different than the status quo. Like
Yeah.
I mean we mentioned race, but at the same time there's been these changes in other leagues like the NBA. David Stern was an old white dude who ran the league for a long time as commissioner. God rest his soul, rest in peace, David Stern. But he was running it a way that most people would not have liked for it to be run now because players have like a bigger voice and everything. Adam Silver gets up in there, who is technically David Stern's handpicked replacement, but
Yeah.
he's like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to like what the players have to say, and everybody loves the way the NBA is being run now because Adam Silver just like, hey, what do you guys want to do? Let's listen to the players. Let's listen to the owners because I'm for everybody. So and like because Adam Silver, would David Stern have forced uh what's his face to sell the Clippers when his racist remarks came out? I don't know his
Oh
name,
man, what
Sterling or
was
something.
his name? What
Sterling
was his
something.
name?
Donald Sterling, I think.
Donald Sterling.
Uh,
Yes.
but like Stern probably wouldn't have forced him to sell that team. Adam Silver gets up in there. He's like, no, this ain't accepted. Like, I don't care if you're a billionaire. You are no longer fit to own a team. So we're going to make you sell this team. Now, technically, somebody could look at that and be like, did Sterling really get a bad deal? Because Ballmer then paid him $4 billion for that franchise. But nonetheless, he didn't have a say in the league anymore and how it
Yeah.
was run. So I think, God, there just needs to be like a better representation, kind of like what you said. You need somebody in there with similar ideas and views of how what does the league actually look like, and can we have somebody who runs it that also aligns with these players?
Yeah.
Um, so it's and honestly, I don't think the NFL. There's a lot of people today that are more open than people believe. I I like to think that we're all pretty open, especially when it comes to things like can a gay person play football now, right? Uh, so I think NFL locker rooms don't have a problem with it, and you just
No. Well, what by locker room talk is what I mean is like just guys talking,
oh yeah, yeah, you
just mad junk,
kind
and
of kind of
it's
like
just
the
like,
whole Donald Trump stuff.
yeah, like people are supposed to just like laugh it off and
Yeah,
go and keep going. But like if somebody's saying something that is insensitive and just demeaning to just a different group of people,
yeah,
like there's no place for that anymore, especially in like it's in a professional setting.
true. And there's demeaning, like, and then there's jokes that are also demeaning, which takes us to one of everybody's favorite comedians, Dave Chappelle, who is now getting canceled himself for his quote unquote jokes about the transgender community.
Yeah, man. And I mean, so I watched the special, and what it's called The Closer. It's on Netflix. And I don't know. I thought it was pretty okay the first time I watched it. And then I started seeing all the hate and everything come back. And I mean, it kind of made me like think about it, and think about what he was saying and how he was saying it. And yeah, I mean, I feel like the hate is warranted. He said just insane, just head scratcher comments about the LGBTQ community. And I don't know, it's just maybe he's just not funny anymore. Especially
That's
when he talks like that, it's just not funny.
dude. It's possible. I got to tell you, I used to think Kevin Hart was a really good comedian, and I've watched maybe the first 5 to 10 minutes of his last couple of specials. I'm just like, this dude is not funny anymore. Like he's got this whole shtick now where he just kind of yells and does his whole little personality thing. It's like he's not really delivering jokes anymore. He's just like going up there and talking, you know?
Yeah, he also likes to talk about how rich he is
Yeah.
now in his specials too. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know. Just a lot of I feel like a lot of comedians
That
just don't.
that one special Chappelle had before the closer. I haven't seen the closer yet, but I've watched his other ones. The
Yeah,
one before the closer, he made a joke that really pissed people off. And that was kind of like, I guess, on the edge before he came out with this one. It was uh it was about like the LGBT thing being a movement, and he made a joke about a bus, or like everybody was riding in a car,
in a
right?
car. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no, yeah,
and he was like, "Yeah, the B's are getting mad at the L's, and the L's are getting mad at the T's, and then they're getting mad at the Q's." And I'm like, "Oh crap, this dude's going after everybody in that community." And
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I I
It's
I haven't seen the jokes he's made on this one, but yeah, apparently it's up there, and the some foundation came out against him. Netflix actually came out for him, which was really weird to see them do. Their like VP of entertainment was like, "Hey, he's a comedian, and if we don't allow stuff like this to be produced, we're not really allowing the type of world we live in to be seen." Something like that. It was some
which is yeah.
political BS.
It, I don't know, man. It's just insane. Like I mean, you can somehow I guess frame what he was saying into jokes, but like
And
just
I'm not excusing it if it comes off that way. I don't know
yeah, no,
how I'm
no. I
saying
mean,
it. I'm like,
no,
because I'm not
I don't think
excusing it.
so.
I just that's how it was, like how I was seeing it basically on the
Yeah, no,
articles, because
you're
I
just
haven't seen it yet.
you yeah, you're just reporting on it. We get you, man. But yeah, it just the way it came off, it just came off just mean, just malicious. And then if he did say something that could be taken as supportive,
Yeah.
it was immediately followed by a backhanded comment. Like it was
Yeah, and that's what he kind of did in that last one where I talk about the car joke, because
yeah,
he's like, "Hey guys, I've got lesbian friends, okay? I can say this. It's funny." And that's how he would like say it, after he delivered a punchline every time.
yeah. And I mean he did it in this one too. He in his maybe in his first special, it was called Sticks and Stones, I think. Um he made a mention about uh this trans woman that he had met while on tour, and that she was also a comedian and everything. And he was speaking about her in this special, and he said that she opened for him, um, and one of his shows, I think in like San Francisco or something, and he was just talking about how she completely bombed and was like terrible and everything. And then he just kept going on about how he realized that she was funny because she sat out in the crowd and was just like, she basically talked to Chappelle while he was performing, like she was just watching him on TV. And then they somehow like struck up a friendship and everything, and she liked all his jokes, even the trans jokes, and he was just saying how that even though she was a part of that community, that she still thought it was funny,
Yeah.
and so I guess he was just providing excuses to to sound even more transphobic.
Yeah.
And then he spoke about how she was like defending him on Twitter and everything. And then after, I think it was like maybe a week or so after that, a special came out that she had unfortunately killed herself. And and so he was like basically insinuating that because she was defending him on Twitter and the trans community was where it was just kind of they kind of pushed her into suicide.
Mm.
And then I mean, so I feel like he's just kind of like saying like I have a trans friend, you know, like I can make these jokes. She would have thought all these jokes were funny, but like I mean, if a lot of people are telling you that it's not funny, and maybe just one person is telling you it's funny, maybe it's still not funny. Like,
True. He
and
came
so
out and said like I saw this article where he came out and said, "Hey, if this is what being canceled is about, I love it."
yeah, yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Um, I guess maybe he deserves to be canceled. Maybe he just deserves to be just educated. Like what you're saying is doing damage to this community. I mean, I don't know how much more damage could be done because I mean trans people are probably some of the most persecuted people in the United States right now. I
Yeah.
mean, what black trans women are killed in alarming rates and everything. So I mean, I feel like he really can't do more damage, but it's just not he's not helping.
No, no, he's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping. So yeah, man.
Man, this guy that's crazy. Uh Shoot. Man, that's messed up a little bit. I mean, hey, if he is canceled, he probably doesn't care because he already went like what 15 years before without doing like a special because
Oh yeah.
he knew that he bombed once in Detroit or something like that where he was getting booed off stage. So he like stopped comedy for like 15 years or whatever. 10
I
years
mean, yeah,
maybe.
and also I mean he just stopped doing his show and on Comedy Central and everything.
Yeah. And
So
I mean he like started a family or whatever too. So um shoot, man, maybe the guy's canceled because I don't think Netflix has been getting so much backlash. They're not going to pay for his next special. Uh,
yeah.
Fox
I mean
might.
I yeah, I think this is it. I mean I think this was his last special with Netflix anyways. And so he
Yeah,
just he just unfiltered and went all out, and
he's like, hey, I'm going to tell y'all how I see it. This is my last one. I already got paid.
he also came out in support of um, J.K. Rowling and her comments about gender,
Yeah,
and it just oh man, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I mean, because I'm not a trans person, so I feel like maybe I'm not the one who should be uh, just just kind of speaking outrage about it, you know,
yeah.
because I mean I feel like it's not my place. But I mean I feel like just as a person, I can say that it's kind of messed up, you know, because like who would like you come out in support of J.K. Rowling, and I mean it's tough, man. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and sometimes like I just don't feel like supporting Harry Potter now at this
Look,
point
man,
because of that.
I'll say this, okay? And I'll die on this stone, okay? Or I'll die on this hill. All right. Bad people create good things sometimes. All right. And we are allowed to enjoy said good things, right? I mean, if you're a firm believer in Christ, right? God created everything, right? But also, some of that stuff is tempting. And It's good, right? J.K. Rowling, bad person. Harry Potter, excellent franchise. So I think we are allowed to enjoy it. Okay. We hate the person, all right, but we enjoy the entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I used to think like that. I used to say, man, I just look past it. But I don't know, man.
Look, man,
With all the stories, like
I
Bill
get it.
Cosby, R. Kelly,
Now there's some stuff.
Ti, like so
Look,
sometimes you just can't
you,
separate it.
you can't watch the Bill Cosby show anymore. Okay, you can't watch it without thinking about what Bill Cosby did, right?
Yeah.
But J.K. Rowling is not a part of Harry Potter. Like those are characters like in their own universe, and I feel like you know what? It's such a big franchise. Like you cannot cancel this. Universal has theme parks dedicated to this, okay? We can't let this go down. We can let her go down, all right? Because nobody's buying her stuff anymore. But we can't
Yeah.
let Harry Potter go down. That's too good of
Just
a franchise. The books, movies, we can still enjoy those.
yeah, just let the art live. Let the art live separately by itself.
Yeah, I'll die on that hill, okay? There's bad people out there, but we can still enjoy some of the good things that they made. I mean, hey, we all love driving cars, right? Right?
Yeah.
Because the people who invented cars, they didn't do it in such a good way. All right. And there's a lot of history there. We don't have to unpack it. But hey, we still love driving, right? We don't want to be riding horses every day. So
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
I mean, that's more of like a convenience thing, like kind of like out of necessity. I mean, we kind of have to
hey,
uh, use personal transportation in the
yeah, but
United States.
like humans didn't need that advancement, okay? We didn't have to advance like that.
Well, I mean, as cities grew
I mean,
and
look,
everything,
look at the carbon footprint, man. What are cars doing? Right?
well, people who
Right?
made cars probably weren't thinking about the Earth at that point and what it was doing.
But we know now and we still
Yeah,
do
we
it.
don't know.
Yeah, and we still do it. Nobody's making any initiatives to stop it. So, hey,
We're past the point of no return at this point.
that's where we are with Harry Potter. Okay?
That's where we are with Harry Potter.
We're we're past the point of no return.
Past the point of
I
return.
swear to God.
The series is done. Maybe if she released another book, maybe maybe. Don't buy it. Don't read it. But I mean,
I
like you
swear.
said, the series is over. The movies are done. It all came out before we knew she was just a terrible person who didn't who
ABC comes out.
apparently has hate.
ABC comes out with their 25 Days of Christmas, and the first
Yeah.
couple of Harry Potter films are on there. You better believe I'm tuning in. I'm watching it.
But yeah, like I mean, if some new stuff for Harry Potter was coming out, maybe don't watch it, but or consume the stuff. But I mean, hey, it's out now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'll die on that hill. Okay. There's just some things that you got to live with it. You know, the people that created it are horrible people, but we still enjoy it as human beings. So, hey, that's life.
I
Now,
got you. I
things
got you.
things like Dave Chappelle, you can go back and watch some of his his show on Netflix, the Chappelle show, and you can watch his old specials. You can still go have a good laugh, right? But now you're like, what has this man devolved into? Like he's completely transphobic. He's not with the times anymore. So, hey, that's just the
I
way it
got you.
is.
That's just the way it is.
Just the way life goes sometimes. You gotta, as they say, sometimes you just hate the sin or whatever that saying goes, you know? So hate the sin, live with the
Love the
life.
center.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really religious anymore, so I don't I don't really know the sayings. Uh but hey, I'll
I
die on
got
that
you,
hill,
man.
okay? Chappelle can be canceled and JK Rowling can be canceled. But Harry Potter ain't going nowhere. All right. Guess what we're doing as Halloween this year?
What are y'all doing this Halloween?
Harry Potter. I'm dyeing my beard white. We got a big old wig. I'm gonna be Dumbledore up in there. My
It's
my
gonna be
son
cool though.
Jaden. My son Jaden, the redhead, he's going to be Ronald Weasley. So
Wow.
we're Harry Potter.
Wow.
We're a Harry Potter family, okay?
So I'm guessing Tiff is gonna be Hermione.
No, she's going to be Professor McGonagall.
Professor McGonagall.
Yeah.
That was my next guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's going to be Hermione. We're doing it with our in-laws. Well, Tiff's sister Tia, my in-laws, and
Yeah,
their
you
family. So
okay.
that's going to be fun. We're going to travel down to Alabama here in a few weeks to do Halloween with them this year.
Okay, man. Nice. Yeah, man. I guess speaking of Halloween, we can just transfer into this. Um, Halloween's coming up. I still don't have any clue if I'm gonna be dressing up this year or not. My dream costume though is to get with one of my friends that have recently had a baby,
All right.
and hopefully they dress. If I can convince them to this, they dress up as the Incredibles, and the baby would be Jack Jack,
We
and I
did
dress
that.
up as Frozone.
We did that one year.
I didn't
We
do it though. I didn't dress up as
yeah.
Frozone.
We were all the Incredibles. Remember we came down to Georgia a couple years ago. Jaden was Jack Jack.
Yeah, but I want to be Frozone, but only
Hey, man, I get it.
to complete that whole thing.
Dude, I thought you was gonna go somewhere totally different, and I
No,
didn't know where you was gonna go. You
that's
totally
my
went PG, and I was gonna go like rated R, because I I imagine Tiff told me a few years ago, right? The new Pennywise. Apparently, I do a pretty good impression of his voice, so I think doing like a Pennywise costume one day would be pretty cool. And going around and being like, "Hey, Georgie, do you want your boat?" and like walking around town and like doing that type of dumb bull crap. But
yeah. But I mean,
uh
is that would you classify that as R rated? I
well,
feel like maybe if you were like going to like an adult party and like you were Pennywise and you like had a
maybe I don't know.
little flap where you like pull your nethers out, that would be R rated. But like,
I was just talking about like the film is R rated and
yeah,
everything. Like
yeah,
I don't know, but
I mean, it's a Halloween costume.
we're in this weird situation. Tiff doesn't really want us to do anything. I won't say cool because the family stuff is cool too, but while the kids are young, she likes doing these coordinated costumes while they still trick or treat with us. Uh, so I might have to wait another 10 to 12 years before I can get back into the swing of things.
It's 12 years.
So,
If yeah, I mean, you heard it here first. If you're listening to this, Jared does not think that you guys' family costumes are cool.
no, I like them. Sometimes they're really cool. The Incredibles thing was really cool. Um, but I'm not gonna have like what I actually want to do, because I might say next year, hey, you know what? Why don't we just be like, you know, I'm not, I can't think of anything that's like extremely scary that you can coordinate as a family.
I mean, you could do the whole Pennywise thing. You could be the clown.
Well, what if I was
And then
like,
like
uh,
Jaden could you could put him in a little slicker and everything. He could be Georgie.
well, like, what if
And
I
then
was, what's his name? Uh, God, what's the character's name in Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What do they call him?
Leatherface.
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 What if I was like Leatherface and everybody else was just like victims? Like,
Okay.
that could be something that's really scary and cool, but
Yeah.
it's not PG. So, next year we might be Toy Story or something out there.
Yeah, man. I feel like you make a good buzz.
Maybe. I probably would, but I don't know. I think the coordinated stuff is cool. I'm just saying, I'm hoping that they still do the trick or treating with us when they're older, so we can get into that like crazy scary stuff. But I know
Yeah.
how it is. I know how it is. Once you hit those teen years, you're a little too cool for your parents, and you want to go off with your friends. So I get it, and that's why me and Tiff are just going to start trick or treating alone again, and we'll do some cool stuff then.
I got you, man. I mean, I feel like I haven't dressed up for Halloween since maybe 2 years ago. I was uh Samuel L. Jackson's character from Pulp Fiction, and Dylan was John Travolta. So that was the last
Yeah.
Halloween costume I had, and that was a coordinated thing. It was cool.
And what we should do is next week should be our dedicated like Halloween episode this year because it'll be because the next time an episode comes out after next week's, it'll be like November 1st. So yeah, we should do like a dedicated Halloween episode next week again where we talk about like ghost stories or some like crazy cult stuff because we did that last year too. So we should do it again this year.
Oh yeah, maybe that would be a good episode to bring OKB back again.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
she mentioned it too.
she
She's
she
up
likes
here
some
with us.
scary stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um so shoot. And speaking of scary stuff, folks, we're going to lean into our last story here. Some people in this world, believe it or not, are scared to get a shot. You heard it here first. They're scared to get what they call the COVID vaccine. Some people down south who are anti vax call it the jab. Some people, they just call it the shot that they ain't getting, according to their words. And apparently,
Some people call it the mark of the beast.
that's true. That's true. And I've got it. I've got it. Uh, so we and one of the people that associates with these people, mostly in the South, is none other than NBA millionaire Kyrie Irving, who also apparently thinks the Earth is flat. So
It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Why this man wouldn't just get the shot so he can play? I mean, he said that he was under the impression that he would have exemptions and still be able to play.
yeah, he would like in at the away games and stuff, but
Yeah,
it's I mean I kind of agree with the team like how are you going to be a part of us if you're only here like half the time.
yeah.
So I mean, look, Kyrie, if you don't want to look like this for the rest of your life, okay, just go take the freaking shot, okay? Please. You're a millionaire. You influence all the wrong people for your dumb comments. You say things like the earth is flat just because you went to Duke for like a year and you think you're all of a sudden the smartest person in the world now. You're not. And I don't care. Kyrie, it's just a shot. Like Andrew Wiggins, he was on the same boat as you, and then he heard, oh, I'm not going to get half of my like 32 million. You best believe I'm about to get this shot.
Oh
Like
yeah, man.
so, Cam Newton did the same thing. He thought that his vaccine status had a role in him getting cut from New England, so he got a shot a couple weeks ago in hopes to get back into the NFL. Um, Look, guys, it's just a shot. Like it's virtually the same.
Scientifically,
Yeah, it's virtually the same thing as the flu shot. You might have symptoms the next day, whatever. Uh, it's just a shot.
yeah, man. And then also about Kyrie, he came out, man, I think he did an interview or something where he said that he is not anti-vax. He is anti the to the fact that people are losing their jobs over vaccine mandates.
Yeah,
So, and his own little protest and his way of standing up to it, he's not getting vaccinated to be the voice of, as he says, the voiceless. Which I don't think they're voiceless. I think they're extremely loud about the fact that they're not getting the COVID vaccine. So I don't think he's
dude.
doing them any favors.
Kyrie Irving is. I feel like he just doesn't want to play basketball anymore. Like a lot of people are hating on Stephen A. for what he says about Kyrie in the media now, but I think he's 100% correct. Like, dude gets injured first year in Brooklyn, and they have to end up stopping the season anyways for COVID. Then they do the bubble 8 months later. Kyrie is healed at this point, And he's like, nah, I'm not doing the bubble. I don't want to do it. Don't want to be away from my family, yada, yada, yada. Understandable at the time. COVID was pretty new. Bubbles were like a weird thing, that they were starting to try out. I understood that. Okay. But then the season starts a couple months later. He hasn't played basketball at this point in like a year. He plays like the first 2 weeks of the season. And then without telling his coaches or anybody, he's like, hey, I'm gone. And he goes back home to be with his family for like a month or two. And then he comes back out of nowhere. And obviously he gets injured a lot. So he's injured again by the end of the year. And he's just taking like so much personal time. And people hate on Stephen A because he's like, why is this man getting paid? I agree. Why are you just like leaving your team and thinking that you should still be paid your full amount of X millions? Like if I miss time at my job, I do not still get paid, the
Yes,
same
no.
the same money. And these
Well,
dudes, they're like, they just miss time and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get that next 10 mil in the bank next week anyways, because my contract's fully guaranteed. I can do whatever I
I
want.
I was just about to say. I would say that's the part that I guess that we miss out on.
Well,
Guaranteed.
I'm
Big
just
big big word right there.
I'm just saying he like Stephen A makes all those points about him missing all this time for personal
Oh
reasons
yeah.
and everything. And then this year now all of a sudden he's like, I'm not getting vaccinated. So I think the man is just done. I don't know if he wants to play basketball anymore. And he keeps saying he's not retiring. But his whole voice for the voiceless isn't even it's not even a real thing. He has like virtually no point that he's standing on. When you say things like, I'm not anti vax, but I'm not getting vaccinated. And I'm like, okay, like what hill are you trying to die on here?
Yeah, like if anything, he should be like, I'm only getting this vaccine, you know, so to or maybe like to show the people that are anti-vax and who
Yeah.
don't want to get the shot because the mandates, like to show them like, hey, it's a shot. Like, I mean, get your shot.
And
You
I
don't even after a few days after your shot, you don't even think about it. You don't even remember that you got a shot. I mean, you do
no.
remember because I mean you got a shot, but it's like it's not like a big. It's not a big deal. It's not as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. You know.
Yeah. And I say all that dumb stuff about Kyrie. Like Kyrie, you are dumb, but you're also a really good person. Okay. I do
Yeah.
get that. He does a lot of good for the community. I know for a lot of the shootings last year when uh like black people were getting gunned down, for God knows why by like police officers and everything. He was
Racism.
paying well, yeah, that and obviously there's just a lot of dumb cops out there. Uh
Yeah.
but I'm saying that he was paying for like a lot of their funerals, which was really cool. And so Kyrie, I know you do a lot of good for the community. I know you got a good heart, bro. It's just
Yeah.
sometimes
Kyrie,
you're thinking in the whenever you talk to the media, I'm baffled sometimes by the things you say.
yeah, we know you. We know you're a big fan of Unheard of. I know we know you're listening
It's
right
true.
now, Kyrie. So we just want to say, man, like, just I
We know you
mean,
listen.
if you want to play, man, just get the shot, and
And
you,
while you're
you
at it,
you won't have to worry about it. And also,
since you say dumb stuff, go ahead and sponsor this show. We say a lot of dumb stuff.
yeah,
I mean, please sponsor us. I would love to make an extra 20 grand. Just sponsor the show.
thank you, Kyrie, for your consideration. Also, speaking of players not being there for their team, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, what's going on with him? He's
Well,
he's gonna be there.
he's
He's not
there
playing in
now.
their. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not playing in their opener. I don't think, right?
I don't think so because their situation is like it's not about COVID. It's more about drama. Like
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
he's got his whole thing where they came out and they made fun of him for not taking shots against the series and the Hawks, and they said they didn't know if they could win a title with him. Which, if he hadn't won one yet, I could totally understand that reason for saying it. Uh, and they kind of bashed him in the media a little bit, so he's like, you know what, I'm going to request a trade. And then the Sixers was like, you know what, we just signed you to like a max deal last year, so we kind of hold all the power. Uh, we'll just keep you on our roster, and you just won't get paid. So how about that?" And he uh, he decided, you know what? I'm going to report to camp finally. I said I was a no-show, but on second thought, I want that money. So
Exactly.
he's back, and I guess he's ready to get over the drama because I like sometimes that players have their voices, but you know me, I'm like a big contract dude. And the fact that they signed him to like this 4-year max deal last year or whatever, and they're not giving in to like his trade demands, I'm like, yes, like do not bow down to this player. Like you are paying him like $30 million a year. You have the power.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, man.
and honestly, he could pull a James Harden. Like, like James Harden came back because they said they weren't going to trade him. And then he went out on that press
Milked
conference
it
after
up.
the game and he was like, "Nah, our relationship sucks. We can't fix it." And then they traded him like the next day. So he could do that. And that would be pretty wise if he wants to get traded. But I like that the organization wasn't giving in to him.
I mean, it's crazy to me. Like that. I look at the situation. I mean, I think it's funny because it's like the Hawks just like pretty much humiliated this guy
Yeah, we
in
did.
front of in front of the whole United States, or I mean, I guess the greater area of the United States that watches basketball
Heck of
opinions.
Simmons.
Yeah, and then they just completely just tore him down, and just got him to where he didn't even want to come back to the team. That I mean, the teammate. I mean, I thought his teammates loved him. I mean, his
Shoot,
teammates, coach, everybody liked him.
dude.
Um, and then he just gets in his feels because everybody's like, oh, he doesn't take shots. You can't trust him to take the big shot. He wants to pass out of it. He can't make a jumper, doesn't shoot threes. Somehow is a point guard.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm glad it happened to him, honestly, because this dude,
yeah,
I say he's got all the freaking potential. Like this man is
be a
an
great talent.
excellent NBA player. All he needs is a shot. Like some players come in the league with no jump shot, and then they start working on it and they get better at it. Like LeBron, he couldn't really shoot the three when he came into the league. Now he's got a decent three ball. Um,
Yeah, man.
and
As
Ben
long as he looks down at
Simmons,
his feet first, then he's like, all right, let's go.
yeah, Ben Simmons, if he would just work on his jump shot, dude is an MVP caliber player. Uh,
Yeah.
if he had a jump shot, and it's just like I'd get so upset because they'd be knocked out of the playoffs every year, and they ask him in the press conferences, they're like, "Hey Ben, are you going to work on your jump shot this season?" He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "What? Like, do you not want to be great at this, dude? Like, are you? I mean, hey, honestly, look, some people are built different. There's a lot of those dudes in sports. They want to get they want to get championships, so they work hard every single year.
Oh yeah.
Now, some people, and I could totally understand this as well, if this has been Simmons, and it sounds like it has been up to this point in his career, you pay me $30+ million a year. And you could be complacent with not winning, and just
Just
doing the
coast
same
it, man.
thing.
You're rich.
I'm like 30 million a year and I just got to keep doing the same stuff I'm doing. Okay.
You're rich. You just coast it out, man. Um, and then the crazy thing is to me is that, of course, you get the videos of him in the gyms and stuff, shooting threes, shooting jump shots, making jump shots, and you just
With
know he's not going to
nobody
use any of
around
that.
them.
Yeah, he's not going to use it. Well, he was making them in like a pickup game. In the video I think that came out this year. Um,
Big
like
up.
yeah, pickup. It's a pickup. But I feel like if you're playing a pickup game with NBA players, you have to be at least semi decent
Yeah.
in knowing how to play basketball. I mean, I wouldn't want to play a pickup game with NBA players out of fear of embarrassment.
Look, man.
But
And apparently there's reports with how Kyrie and Ben Simmons have been handling this offseason. Apparently
yeah,
there's reports around the NBA that say these two players are going to screw it up for everybody. They're they're saying that the new CBA that comes out in the next few years, they're going to get rid of player empowerment because of the way these dudes are treating the organizations.
That's insane. But okay. Do you see Philly making it to the playoffs this season?
Yeah, they'll make the playoffs. It's the East. The East isn't really that strong. So you got Brooklyn,
Thank you.
Atlanta,
Brooklyn,
um,
Miami,
Milwaukee, who just won the
and,
championship.
and
Uh,
Milwaukee.
yeah, Miami will be up there, but they're kind of like a iffy team. I don't think they're really that good. Well, they added some pieces, so they'll probably be pretty good this year. Uh, yeah, those are probably guaranteed teams. Philly will be up there, especially Doc Rivers. He's pretty good at making it to the playoffs. Not good at really getting anywhere else once he gets in. So they'll be in the playoffs with or without Ben Simmons. I think it's just they probably won't win a championship again. It is what it is. So shoot, yeah, it's the East. If Philly was in the West, I'd be like, I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs because West has got a bunch of good teams, but
Yeah,
Philly, they'll be in. It's the least, the NBA least.
the
I mean,
least.
they'll make it. They'll make it to like the somewhere between the 6th and 8th seed. They'll be in.
I got you. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, hey, it is what it is, folks. Shoot, trying to keep it short for y'all. I think we're still over an hour at this point. Uh, so hey, you know what? I'll I'll get us going. I know everybody. I know everybody's probably missed it. Um, actually, I'll ask you one question, and then
What's up?
we can kind of build upon this for next week as like a topic. Uh,
Okay.
two-parter question. Okay, have
All
you
right.
seen Squid Games? Squid Game.
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's where the question ends then, because you haven't seen it. If you were going to say
Okay.
yes, I was going to ask you a different question. Still non-spoilery for the fans who haven't seen it. Um, hey man, you got some homework, okay? Watch
Can
that.
you be a fan
Watch
of
that.
something that you haven't seen?
Well, I mean, I wasn't asking if you were a fan though.
Well, you said no non spoilers for the fans that haven't seen it.
Well,
Oh, maybe it's just
non-spoiler of the fans for our show.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
fans of
Fair
our
enough.
show.
I didn't. I
Uh,
don't know.
so
maybe I just never equated people who listen to our show as our fans.
it's before the third season of You just premiered on Netflix. That was the number one show, topped all viewing records. It's a South Korean show, but it's dubbed. Um, I still recommend watching it with subtitles so you get like an accurate translation of what they're actually saying. Um, really cool show. Everybody has seen it almost at this point. I think you're going to enjoy it. I'd say watch it so we can open up with the next part of that question next week. It's only like 8 or 9 episodes, and they're not like forever.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'll do some. I'll do some homework on it. I'll do some watching. I was trying to set myself up, man. I'm trying to be a little, trying to not follow the hype, man. I was gonna wait until the hype died down and then check out the show, but
I
I mean, for
tried.
you, for the show, I'll do it.
I didn't watch it either until Tiff watched it. Um, she was like, "Hey, it's actually a pretty good show." I was like,
I
"Okay,
don't
I'll watch it."
even. How long has that been out? Because I feel like no
Only like
one was
two
talking
weeks.
about it. Yeah, no one was talking about it, and
Yeah,
then all of a sudden, everybody is talking about it. Like I don't.
it's
How did
pretty
that
good
happen?
though. It's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually a pretty good show. I'd put it up there as one of the better shows Netflix has come out with. Um, so hey, we can,
I mean,
if
Netflix
you
has come out with some good shows too, though, man. Like
they've
Orange is the New Black,
they've come out with some goodies,
Daredevil,
yeah, and this is one of
stacks
them.
up. It's comparable to those.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a weird thriller, but you'll see it. You'll see if you check it out. Like even if you just watch like the first episode or two, you're gonna be like, well, now I can't stop. I gotta watch it. So um, if you check it out, we'll finish the next part of that question next week on the show. So
All
um,
right.
and closing thoughts for the fam and all you loved ones out there. Uh, you know, you could have your worst day ever this week, but just know that it's probably for a reason. Okay. Your car could break down and then your girlfriend's could break down the very next day. So that means whatever you thought was meant to be was not meant to be. So take it with a grain of salt and enjoy life because sometimes we got to get through the worst days to get to the best ones.
Okay, okay. I like that. I like that. Closing thoughts for me. Um, yeah. I mean, maybe just to piggyback off of that, I mean, uh, yeah, you're right. Sometimes it could look like it's gonna be just the worst day you could ever possibly have, but um I guess as the cliche saying goes, it's always darkest before the dawn. So I mean, just keep on pushing, keep on fighting. You'll make it. You'll make it out of the darkness eventually. And I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of how I am right now. I mean, hey, it was dark, and now I'm recording a brand new episode of Unheard Of for all you guys to listen to. So that's always a bright spot of my week. So
It's true.
yeah, I just wanna thank you guys. Of course, if you guys listened all the way to this point, thank you so much. Thank you, Jared, for coming back and not making me host by myself anymore because I mean we see how that turned out.
it
But
was it was good.
but yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just thank you to everybody.
Yep. And you can find me on Twitter at Jared Evans. This is the first time we're doing the show, and I'm using my new laptop. Um, so a quick TSA update. I know we had a good update a few weeks ago where I got calls and they were making two separate claims. Um, haven't heard anything back since. So typical federal government, right? They get my hopes up, and now we're back down. So still waiting. Might be another 6, 7 months. Could be a year. But good news is we're working on a new laptop until they give us our money. So that was just a quick update for you folks, and maybe you'll see some other stuff on Twitter. And yeah, we'll be back doing the same thing next week.
Nice, man. Of course you can find me on Twitter at young without the O underscore ABG. And I've been thinking about changing my Twitter handle.
You keep
I
saying it.
don't know. I don't know what to. I don't know what to.
I don't know. I mean, let's just put up a poll. You know, maybe on Unheard Of Facebook, put up a poll.
Yeah.
Say,
I
hey,
mean,
what do y'all
I
think?
wanna I wanna do like maybe ABG tweets, but then also like I feel like that's like a pretentious like celebrity kind of handle. So like maybe
Mm,
that sucks.
ABG and the Deets.
ABG and the Deets. Well, yeah. Well, we're still spitballing ideas. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to change it. I don't know.
ABG
Maybe
is the Teets. See? Hey.
yeah. Maybe I'll just add the O. Maybe I'll just say I'm young ABG, just not without the
Good.
O anymore, just with the O. But
Good.
then
Or what if we
maybe I feel
changed
like I'll
it?
have to say that I'm with the O now.
Well, what if we changed it to old ABG?
But not like old, just OL, old ABG.
Old, OG, OLD.
Hmm. That's also good. That's also good. Thank you.
So, yeah, you
But
guys know where to find them currently.
yeah, also, yeah, currently that's me. But also on Twitter, you can find us as a podcast, as a show on Twitter and Instagram at unheard underscore of pod.
Mm.
Facebook, search us up, unheard of. YouTube, we got links, we got everything. We here. we're on the spots where you listen to your podcast. We are on places where you watch videos. You can
Yes.
find us. We are gonna start a Vimeo. We're gonna have episodes on Vimeo. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm just saying we're everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere without seeing Unheard of.
Of course.
That's all we want to be. We want to be. It's Disney, Amazon, Unheard of.
Yeah, and in the middle there's probably like 500 other people between those. So uh and hey, we know ABG, we know he flubbed it up last week, but you guys are going to get it again this week with the OG. So as I told you guys, ABG, he did a great job last week hosting the show. But sometimes, you just need an OG. So, as always, we love you, we hear you, and we hope you hear us here at Unheard of. And once again, I'm Jared.
And I'm Arthur. And this was
Unheard of.